For every new year I write down the movies I liked so much that they now belong to my list of favorite films. For 2016 there are only 3 titles so far: Zootopia, The Jungle Book and Captain America: Civil War. They all have one thing in common. Yeah, Disney is killing it this year, but Alice Through the Looking Glass is a movie that only kills its audience.
Oh no, not again!
Sorry!
When there's a new sequel coming out, normally I like to revisit its predecessor, especially if it was quite some time ago. But rewatching the live-action version of Alice in Wonderland, no thanks. I just couldn't do it. I didn't hate it, but I most definitely didn't like it very much either. And with part 2 it's pretty much the same. Visually it's breathtaking at times and the sheer amount of detail is impressive. Also, the 3D works incredibly well. The 3D element was probably the main reason for the first one to get over $1 billion. That's such a crazy number for that film and I'm already curious how this one will do. But I would bet it gets nowhere near that box office, but we will see. At least there's a second book by Lewis Carroll, so there's some justice here story-wise to go for a sequel. This time it's a time travel story where Alice has to find out what happened to the family of the Mad Hatter. The Mad Hatter is of course played again by Johnny Depp. And if you didn't like his creepy, mumbling performance the first time around, you won't now. It's funny how Alice met a very young version of Hatter played by a little boy who speaks perfectly fine. But the boy turns into Johnny Depp and all is lost. Okay, just kidding. But it's just what he does in roles like this today and I'm not a fan of it. The humor going on with him and that crazy rabbit and little mouse, not really my thing. What I liked more was Sacha Baron Cohen as time itself. His character design is great and I liked his way of talking. It's like a combination of Werner Herzog and Christoph Waltz, but with that Sacha Baron Cohen touch to it. But he also has a little robot helper and I kid you not, they went almost fully Jar Jar with the way that guy's talking.
This cannot be good.
But the biggest problem are again the story itself and the characters, and that's what's most important in most movies. Mia Wasikowska's Alice is okay. She has to play the normal character because anybody else is totally crazy. And not in a good way. Not one of them is particularly interesting and most of the time they are just around. They don't add much except that creepy factor that I get with most of their designs. The message of the film is about family, but to me it never feels like they are a family. They are just there for the ride. And yeah, it feels more like a ride than a real movie. We jump from one time to another, the locations are changing, often extremely abrupt, characters can teleport and it all adds to that unreal feeling. But I don't mean unreal as in a vast magical world, but rather as in a green screen world. I mean, the effects are great, but all that spectacle doesn't really add anything and the characters, if you want to even call them that, are just jumping and teleporting from one place to the next. Like in the first Alice, I didn't hate anything, but I didn't felt anything either. Everything just happens and I watched, but without interesting characters and a story to take part in, it's just not more than a pretty and sometimes disturbing ride. Alright, that's it. Like always, please tell me in the comments below what you think about Alice Through the Looking Glass. Did you like it? Did you like it more than the first one? Do you like the first one? And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like.